Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to spend some time in studio instead of in the field talking about something that I get asked frequently by clients. How do you navigate the process of buying and selling a house simultaneously? I'm Lisa McGee. I'm a real estate advisor with Nations Network, powered by Keller Williams Realty in the greater St. Louis area. And I'm going to be that person that's going to be your guide through this process. We're going to hit some of the steps of what you need to do in order to successfully buy and sell at the same time. Number one, first things first, you need to have a good grasp on your financial situation, and that's all finances, because the biggest piece to the puzzle for buying and selling at the same time is knowing whether you must be contingent on the sale of your house, which in essence just means that you need the money, the equity, what value you owe or don't owe on your house, to be able to take that money to then go put a down payment on a new house. If you need that money, then you're what's known as contingent on the sale of your house. And you can't purchase a house without selling the house that you're living in now. The other option is to be not contingent. Duh. And not contingent means that you can either use what's known as a HELOC, where it's a type of loan product where you can take the equity out of your house, so that difference between what you currently owe versus where your home's valued, you take out that money, and if that money is the amount that you can then make a down payment with, you can use that money. There's also another loan product that's known as a bridge loan, which that would allow you to have two mortgages at the same time. So you can see those three different choices really give you options, and it's best to meet with a lender so that you know which option is the best, and also if one of them can be a backup plan for you as you go through the process. Step number two is going to be connecting with a real estate advisor and really sitting down talking about your timeline, because your timeline is another very critical element for you to make this process successful as you transition from one house to the next. And that move from one house to the next, it could be because you're downsizing, or it could be that baby number 3 is on the way and you need a bigger house because there's no bedroom for that baby. So it can be a lot of processes and a lot of intricate steps that are involved. Aligning with a real estate advisor that's going to help you really strategize and look at what is the best game plan and approach to set this up so that you are successful with your move. Another key element that is super important when you are buying and selling at the same time is that whole coordination, and having your realtor is going to be that person that's going to see all elements of what's going on in the field. So making sure that timelines and dates align in both contracts and they overlap, so that whichever path you're choosing, you can make sure that nothing gets mixed. Let me give you a good example. So let's say you are selling your house and you are contingent on the sale of that house. So you need that money to go buy the next house. Best case scenario, in my opinion, is that we know this ahead of time and we do as much preparation as we can way ahead of time. So all the major deep cleaning, all those repair projects and that punch list items that need to be done, we do those before we even start looking for houses. We even, in an ideal world, take pictures of your house prior to finding the house that you want to buy. Because then what happens is we find the house. We're already ready for your house that you're living in to go on the market. Yet we find the next house that is fantastic. It's the perfect house. And we get it for you and you go under contract, and we start all the processes, all the timelines for that. We're ready to go on your other house. So you scramble, do all the cleaning that's like, not the deep cleaning, but like taking it from lived in to making your house show ready. You do that really, really fast and you go active on the market that same week. That is the best case scenario when you're coordinating. And then what we do is we make sure that all of the timelines and deadlines throughout your contract, everything is lined up. Everything works so that we can facilitate how you're moving out and when you're getting to move in. There's so many different elements that every single time I am able to help someone buy and sell at the same time, it looks different for every single person because it gets back to being personalized based on what is most important to you and what you and your family need during the process. During this process, communication is key. It is the most important thing. Our team prides ourselves on having weekly check-ins with our sellers every single Tuesday. We touch base. And that's from preparation mode to the week before you close, like every single week. And that allows us to stay in that constant communication. It allows us, one, to stay ahead of problems before they appear, and also to make sure that we're fully executing the plan that we made when we first sat down and we said, what's the ideal scenario for you? It's just executing it. The other element you don't want to forget about is having a backup plan, having that contingency. Because whether you're buying and selling where you're contingent on the sale, or you're buying and selling and there is no contingency, you still need a backup plan because you're dealing with forces that you cannot control and that you don't necessarily have power over. For example, if the plumber can't get out there for another week and that's a few days after your closing date, well, we gotta realign everything, or we go sleep at family's house, or we spend a few days at hotel and let the kids take advantage of the hotel pool. There are different elements that we can work through and come to a solution and just be prepared for. To wrap up, buying and selling simultaneously, it does have a lot of moving pieces and a lot of different variables that can change which path you go down. And ultimately, it still comes back to having a plan in place and being prepared, and then being organized and executing that plan. Those layers are the most important, and it really gets down to having a professional and a team on your side to help you navigate that entire process and allow you to make the best steps and choices for you. If you found this video helpful, please like and comment and subscribe to this channel for more real estate tips and advice and information on the woods of St. Louis. Until next time, happy house hunting.